We are going to make some barbecue sauce and we're going to can it today. Stay tuned. This is a recipe that I have been using for many years. It was actually a recipe that my mom got from the cotton mill that she worked at when she was in her 20s. But it's a very easy recipe and it makes some great barbecue sauce. So this is a single recipe that calls for 32 ounces of ketchup, and I have 64 ounces and I have 4 bottles of them. And if I make it over, then I'll just put it in the refrigerator and have some barbecue sauce because we are completely out. I'm just going to empty my ketchup. You know, I'm not making this out of real tomatoes, but out of cheap ketchup. Now this is a mild recipe. It's not hot. It's semi-sweet. It's not really super sweet, but it just has a really good flavor. It's not really vinegary, but it has vinegar. It's just a good mix of flavors. I do make a sweet, hot barbecue sauce, but that'll be for another video because I have to make cowboy candy in order to make that. And as much as I love my Bee Expo shirt, I'm going to put on an apron because I do not want to get messy. Alright, so this calls for 1/4 cup vinegar. So what I'll be doing is I'll put a cup of vinegar and also 2 cups of water. So I'll put those in my bottles and rinse them out really good. And I just use plain white vinegar for this. You can use any kind. That's almost a cup. I'll top it off with some. Homemade vinegar to a full cup. This is my homemade Satsuma vinegar. Isn't it pretty? And of course, 2 cups of water. I'm just going to pour it in there so I can rinse these bottles out and get all the ketchup flavor. I used to call this, my mother used to do this. She'd use water though. But she'd weaken down everything we ate. This would be a good day to do some barbecue sauce, especially since we're out. My kids keep coming and raiding my pantry. And I don't like to depend on store-bought barbecue sauce because I like to flavor my own. This is not a super thick barbecue sauce, and it's also not a real thin barbecue sauce. It just has a medium consistency. It really kind of depends on how long you let it cook down. so we got the liquids in there except for the Worcestershire. All right, so we need 1/4 cup or 1 full cup since we're making a 4-fold batch. So I probably do not have enough. Oh, yes, I do. But 1 full cup of Worcestershire. And again, it's just whatever's on sale. I don't use a lot of name brand stuff when I'm making barbecue sauce because the flavors meld together so well that you really don't need the name brand stuff. Cheap stuff is fine. All right, so there's 1 cup. Pour that in. Okay, then we need 4 tablespoons of chili powder. And yes, I measure, but it's also kind of a guesstimate because I don't sit there and dig it out. I guess I could. And you can alter the chili powder to how spicy you want it. This is just enough spice for me. Okay, and we need 4 tablespoons of prepared mustard. So many barbecue sauce recipes just call, I mean, it's wonderful to make stuff from super scratch. And I mean, like cooking down your tomatoes, making tomato sauce and all that neat stuff. But sometimes the simplest and easiest recipes yields the best result. Okay. Vinegar, chili powder, Worcestershire onion, and garlic. These are just dried onions, and I just kind of use like handfuls. I like it real oniony. My husband doesn't like cooked onions, but he's okay with it in sauce. 1 teaspoon garlic powder, so that's going to be 4 teaspoons. So this is 1 tablespoon, which is actually 3 teaspoons, but I'm going to put 2 tablespoons in there because I like garlic. And then you just stir that all in. And no, I don't rehydrate my onions. I don't saute them. I just let it all cook in the sauce. And you can see it. Oh my, I forgot to add the sweetener. It's already smelling pretty good. It's starting to scorch on the bottom, so I got to stir it. I'm going to add the sweetener. And for this batch, you can use sugar or an equivalent sweetener. I am going to make this batch with honey. So I need to go get a cup of honey, which I absolutely love in my barbecue sauce. So let me go find my honey. I'm getting low on honey. But this is my honey from my beehives. And it's already crystallizing, which is fine. Honey that crystallizes is just fine. As a matter of fact, it's really good honey if it's crystallizing. I'll tell you what I'm going to do to get the rest of this honey out. I'm going to add just a little bit of water. And it's certainly not going to hurt the consistency. Adding a little bit more water into here because it's really thick. Get all that sweetness out of there. And I'll stir it on down in there. And I'm going to leave this to simmer. Okay, we'll be back when it's done and ready to can. Oh, this smells really good. It's actually been simmering for about 2 hours. And we steamed up the camera. All right, so we are going to clean our jars. Set this off since it's been simmering for about 2 hours, and we're about to bottle it up. Yes, I'll be using my pressure canner, and no, I am not pressure canning them. In order to steam can in your Presto, which I have the Presto 23-quart pressure canner, you fill up your water to just about the level where you would normally use to pressure can. You are not going to use the weight that normally goes on the steam vent, but you are going to leave your safety plug in. It should be good. Okay, so we use the funnel, and I just fill this to about a 1/4 inch headspace. I'm sorry, I said I'm in a 1/2 inch headspace. And you just fill up the jars. Whoop, I'm too full. So if you do like me and you get them too full, you get you a little spoon and you dig into the jar you got too full and you move it over. There. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is wipe the rims Oh, I need to get some rings. 16 jars. Well, that's pretty good. That's about what I anticipated with 16 pints. Yeah, I mean, about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I need 4 more. All right, next thing I want to do is get some paper towels. You can use water or you can use vinegar. It really doesn't matter. Either one will do just fine. And this one, like I said, I'm going to probably just put that in the refrigerator. I'll just put a plastic lid on that one. You just want to wipe the rim of the jar just to make sure that your flat's going to seal. Alright, so we are going to place these down in the warm water. And I will probably have to double stack these, which is fine. The thing I like about canning in pints over quarts is in the Presto canner, you can only can 7 quarts, but you can can, I think it's 18 or 20 pints. So go figure. If you can in pints, you can actually can a lot more at a time. Now, I'm going to put the lid on here, just as if I were pressure canning. Oops. Turn around. So you put the lid on, like I said, you've got your vent open, but your safety plug is intact. And then you're going to bring this up to a boil, steady stream, let it steam and stream steam for 15 minutes. We'll be back. Okay, so we have a steady stream of steam coming off, so I'm going to set my timer to 15 minutes and let it go. All right, we'll stop our timer, turn the stove off. This still pops up, so I'm going to wait until that goes back down. When it goes down, we'll loosen the lid and set it to the side and let it cool down. And then we are going to see my granddaughter in a pageant. All right, so it's gone down. I'm going to just slightly undo the lid. Just set it to the side and let it cool on its own. And then I will pick it up when I get back. We have let the lid stay off for about an hour and a half and let them cool down in the pot. So we're going to get them out now. These are high acid foods, so they can be water bathed or steam canned. They're looking good. So by letting the pan or pot cool down, it helps to prevent siphoning, which usually gets siphoning more from pressure canning than you do water bath or steam canning. But you can get some siphoning with steam canning and water bathing as well. All right. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty nice. Now, if I can keep my kids I'm stealing in my pantry. I have 16 pints of barbecue sauce. These do need to be left alone for about 24 hours, and then you can take the rings off and label them and store them. Every last one of them sealed. Amazeballs. Every barbecue sauce. That'll last us a good while, maybe, if the kids don't rob us out. Y'all have a great day.